Yes, please. Well, here I am, and I had to get rid of him because he was lingering. He does that. Why does it look creepy? I don't like that. It looks creepy. It looks creepy. It looks creepy. I wonder if it'll put me places. Let me see. Let me share. Nope. Nope. Dang it. Hey, Mama T. I'm looking for a way to make this not so creepy. Oh, y'all. I hear footsteps. I can't. Hey, guys. So I was trying to make this not be so creepy. I don't know what's going on. The lighting. I got this ring light here, but it does this. And that annoys me. I don't know. It just looks creepy. It just looks like there's something you can see the TV reflection right here. See that? It's kind of weird. I don't know. And the circles on my eyes, and I hear Lee lingering around back there, and he needs to go away. And there, maybe less creepy. I don't know. So here we are, and you guys, most of you probably have seen our journey and the crap we've been through and all that stuff. And sometimes it's good just to have some female perspective on things that happened and where we're at and stuff like that. So let's get on with some questions. And it doesn't matter how personal it is, I'll answer it. I still don't know what's going on with the lighting, but I don't care. I kind of do. It's a little creepy looking. I don't know why, but I'm going to fix it. So throw your questions out here and let's just talk. Let's talk about what I did, how I did it, how I handled it. Why did I do all that? Why did I put up with that mess? Looks like a disco in here. All right. I don't know. Anyway, there it is. There's that circle. See, it looks like a burnout retina. Oh, look. That's cute. Yeah, I was looking to see if it would give me a background but I don't know. I guess I don't know. Oh, what is that? What did I just do? So anyway, let's see. Hi, Sherry. And Mama T, I need to get with you probably later tonight. I had to drive to Middletown, but when I get back later, I'll probably message you because I had a dream and Todd was in it. So I'll get with you. How do you remain intimate without intimacy? Oh, whew. Because I know your situation and I'll kind of brief as much as I can everybody, but your twin is passed. So I think what you're meaning is without physical touch, right? Without having that person there with you. Because intimacy is so many different things rather than just sex. So if you are connecting with him and you're laying or you're sitting or you're just relaxing and you're connecting with him, and if you're not doing that, that could make a little bit more sense of what happened in my dream. So I'll get with you on that. But intimacy means a lot of different things, and it doesn't necessarily mean sex. If you are laying, you're sitting, you're connecting with him, that's it's a very intimate feeling as well. Just feeling and hearing and touching with your mind, touching with your soul. There was plenty of separations that Lee and I was in. And I found it I found it very intimate to be able to connect with him on that way. But then anger would come in, and then I wouldn't want to connect with him on anyway because I knew where he was and what he was doing. But yeah, it being intimate means a lot of different things to me. So um, with the intimate part, if somebody's actually physically there, there's different forms of touch and breathing, and I mean, cooking dinner can be intimate. There's so many different things. Um, any any touch or kind word, all kinds of things. But in your situation, it's a little bit different because you have to connect with him on a whole other level. Um, how do you reach back out to your counterpart without fearing rejection? Whew, well, look, Lee and I are in union, and I still sometimes have that fear. Um, just by saying something, and I think that's human nature too. Um, I'm stubborn in a whole lot of ways. So when Lee and I were in separation, it kind of depended on how I was, if I was feeling not heard, or if I was already feeling rejected, if I was already rejecting myself, which was a big thing. Then um, I was certainly not going to reach back out to him. Certainly not if I was feeling rejected inside myself. I just wasn't going to do it. And because I knew that energy would get me rejected. And it's true, it does. If you take that energy, you know you fear you're gonna be rejected. That's usually what happens, because you're gonna throw that energy into the mix, and it doesn't need to be there. Um, so basically, um, you just do it. Like I sound like a Nike commercial, but it's true. Um, I'm very rarely the type of person that will walk up to Lee and apologize or say I'm sorry or break the ice. Um, that's just not in my nature. It's not me. Um, and that's just the truth. But um, I'm trying to break out of that even after all this time, after all these years. I still will. The other day, Lee and I had what I call intense fellowship. We were having intense fellowship. And he stormed upstairs. And I'm like, in my mind, going, well, fine. I'm down here where the kitchen is, you big dummy, and the TV, because we don't have a TV in our bedroom. We don't believe in that, and we don't. The bedroom's made for other things, sleeping being one of them, and intimacy. But there's no reason for a TV to be in there. So I'm thinking to myself, well, you have there's a bathroom down here too. There's just no kitchen up there. You big dummy. I mean, and I'm thinking to myself through the night, well, if you're going to stay up there, you can have the bed, I can have the couch, but I can get up and get a snack anytime I want to. I'm thinking about dumb things like that. But I'm sitting down here just being mad, right? Just being mad. And who knows what it was over, something stupid. And I thought, you know what? I don't feel like being mad. I don't want to be mad. I'm going to go upstairs. And I did. I went upstairs and I said, look, right? Bad idea. Bad idea. You know what I mean? Because I go up there with an attitude like, look, this is what this is a bad idea. Um, I had to calm myself and regroup and be like, look, I'm sorry. That hurt a little, right? But I'm wanting and needing to take more of an initiative to reach back out when we're having intense fellowship. But if it's in separation, um, and they're asking for time, I suggest you give them time. And that sucks, but it works. Oh, hi, Selma. Oh, how did I handle not feeling heard? Oh man, that was big, and still is sometimes, because sometimes we get into our regular everyday lives, and um, there are times, even today, he was changing an email or something. I don't know what he was doing, but I was like, are you even listening to me? And I get it. Listening and hearing are two different things. But when I'm the type of person, I'm a Gemini. So um, I will not communicate well. Although that's all I want to do is communicate well. Lee's horrible at communication, really bad. And I'm not good at it either. So the interesting thing is, um, what I do is I just swallow it. If I feel like that's what I was doing, if I feel like I wasn't being heard, like I'm just going to use an example. Look, I feel like you don't paint my toes enough, right? Um, I just threw that off the top of my head. He doesn't paint my toes. Christy paints my toes, but Christy always paints my toes. But anyway, she's my nail tech. But if I said, look, I need you to paint my toes more, you know, um, and then, oh, okay, I got you. And then a week goes by and there's no toe painting happening, right? Like, I need my toes painted more, right? I need my hand held more, or I need my lips kissed more, or I need to be held more. And those things aren't happening, and I'm starting to feel unheard. I file. And this is what I'm preaching not to do. Don't file. Don't file it away in a file cabinet, because when that drawer gets open, everything comes out. And I mean everything. Like, you didn't cut the crust off the bread last week, and the truck's on empty and you didn't get gas, and there's mud in the driveway, and all this stuff comes down, and we haven't vacuumed in 2 days, and we've got 3 dogs and the ears, and it just goes until you just blow up. And then you say things you don't mean, and things get out of hand. And what I suggest more than anything is to communicate. I don't feel heard, and I need to feel heard. Can you please not speak? I need to get this all the way out, completely all the way out. Um, because Lee will interrupt me, and it drives me nuts. So now we have to weather's horrible. My lips are so dry. Um, but communicating that you're not being heard, instead of blowing it up and saying, well, you didn't hear me last week, you didn't hear me 2 days ago, you didn't hear me 3 days ago, you didn't hear me when I asked you to fix my bra, you didn't hear me when I asked you to vacuum, you didn't hear me when I told you I need my toenails painted more. And now we're in conflict. So if I would have just said, look, I need my toes painted more, I know I told you last week, but I need my toes painted more. And that could interpret to holding my hand or putting your arm around me, or all of that stuff. So the main thing is communication, coming out of our shell and talking to these men and saying, hey, look, I need to feel heard too. And I listen. I do listen, but I need to feel heard. I need to speak. Let's see what we got here. Did you ever find yourself ruminating for hours, not able to sleep after conflict? Oh yeah, days. 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 I can go days without sleep. um yeah, I can. We go through this thing when we're in separation. Um and it's global, and I don't know what it is. But I remember specifically all the times Lee and I went into separation, and um I would pace the floor and mumble the things that he said that triggered me, that got me upset, and it just fueled my anger and my energy. And then, my energy was up, couldn't sleep. There were times when I would go through sad phases and cry, and what have I done? Or I would flip. What have I done? Or why are you such a dick? Um, all these things were um, all these things were happening, and crying, just the obsessive crying. And it's different when you're connected, because you don't quite understand why you can't stop feeling them, because you keep feeling them. And it hurts. It hurts when they're um in another space and you're in this space of love and I want to be all over you and I want to love you so much. Please come back. Please come back. I want to love you. I want things to change. And a lot of times without having that communication, like, look, we can move forward, but this has to something has to give here where we're a little bit more on an equal playing field. And it I don't know, it causes not being able to sleep. It causes stomach issues and bathroom issues. And when you're not sleeping and you're angry and all that bubbly is fueling up, um, man, I figured out a great way of going through a separation without that icky feeling, and it was bringing me back to myself and what I needed to go in here and handle and take care of before I can even mess with him. And the issues that we had, I had to take care of mine and me. And then we could take care of his and we, or ours and we, not his. He has to take care of his. But ours and we can take care of after I and me, because I need to nurture me. So I switched up. I switched up last last time Lee and I had any type of mini separation had to be, gosh, it's been a few years, but he went to stayed with his brother for like 3 or 4 nights, right? And I just didn't call him. I just didn't call him. I just didn't get a hold of him because I found something for me to do. I I don't know what, I cleaned out my drawers. I went through and purged a bunch of stuff, and I was just nurturing me and taking long baths and um, doing my nails and throwing makeup on. That was the big thing, is getting up and getting myself together during the day, because if you get up and you get yourself together, you feel better throughout the day, no matter what. Anyway, um, did you ever? Oh, that was the same thing. Hi from New York. You ever felt your have you ever felt yourself in the I wish you were as invested in us as much as I am mood? You know, um, yeah, I have. And I know he has too. Like, we both invested so much. But yeah, I did. Um, especially when we had our first separation for 2 years. I'm like, why am I putting so much into this? Why is this energy different? And why aren't you doing the same thing? I don't understand. And come to find out, it's not what we think. They're actually going through something very, very similar too. So um and I know that because we talk to so many people, and where it's happened to us, it's happened to everybody else too. Not everybody else, but most other people we've been coaching throughout the years. um is that you feel like you're putting a little bit more into it than the other one. And in my case, it's not really that way at all, because Lee's a very attentive and spiritual dude. And I'm doing more 3D things with doctor's appointments and things like that. And um sometimes I feel inside like, am I pouring enough into our union? And um that's unnatural. And he'll come back to me and say, something's not right. What's right? It doesn't feel natural. You're trying too hard. um but normally it's the opposite, by the way. If you think that they're not going through that, you're wrong. They're definitely going through that. Hi. How did you handle Lee's energy in separation? Lee's energy in separation is trying to use a good word. Um Angry. the energy feels angry, but I don't think it's, I feel it's hurt. And it's hard, Gemma, it's hard to handle somebody who's we, we got into some, God, it's been a couple weeks, intense fellowship, and he wouldn't speak to me. Like, he was laying in bed and he had the covers over his mouth and he wouldn't speak to me. So I was giving him all kinds of hell, and he wouldn't speak to me. And what do you do? You know, um, just I just came downstairs and let him get over it. I wasn't going to go up and feed into that energy because I felt it. I felt the energy, and it was ugly. It was just hurt. So the best thing that we did was just kind of, Lee and I are together 24 hours a day, so we're always together. So he can go in another room for a little bit but in separation, I had to give him time. I had to give him time to get rid of a lot of anger. I also was feeling him pursuing other people, seeing other women. It was the pursuit, I think, that hurt the most. Was I felt him pursuing others, familiar, you know, um, people in his past or whatever. So I felt, I felt that. So it made me angry, but I had to allow that to play out because it taught us so much, and it helped us be who we are today, honestly. So, um, happy early Valentine's Day. Thank you, Sid. Um, I've got so many um, Valentine's Day decorations up because when I took my Christmas stuff down, I immediately put up my Valentine's Day stuff, and there's a lot of it. And when I take it down, it's going to look so barren here again. I've got some St. Patrick's Day stuff, but not near as much. But I don't know. Happy Valentine's Day. You know what my biggest pet peeve is? Well, not my biggest pet peeve, but one of them is people who say Valentine's Day with an M. Valentine's Day. No, 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 no. It's Valentine with an M. N. Tine, not time. Thank you. Rant over. Um, can we talk about being intimate with a soulmate versus a twin? I've attempted dating others. Girl, yes, we can. Um, um, I've noticed with a soulmate, you have so much in common. I mean, you like the same music, you like to do the same things, you finish each other's sentences. It's so cute, and it feels very intense, right? Um, I was in a soulmate relationship, and it was fun. It was fun. The sex was good. It wasn't bad. It was great. I mean, um, yeah, it was good. But this twin thing, it's different. Um, there's emotion in it, right? Um, it. I think the difference is soulmate is love, sex, and fun. Twin is emotion, and emotion, right? Um, there's emotion in everything we do. There's emotion when we go to the grocery store. There's emotion when we go to the dollar store. There's emotion when we go to Target, you know. Um, but when it comes to sexually, when there's so much heavy emotion involved, heavy emotion, um, it's out of the realm of understanding, what that is, what that connection is when you get to have that. And I wouldn't trade my soulmate relationship because I learned so much, and I'm so appreciative of that. And I wouldn't um, say the soulmate sex is what's the word I'm looking for? Is dull or boring, because it's not. It's it takes less connection. You're connected when you're twinning and you're having sex. You're connecting on another level. It's just not this level. When you're connecting with a soulmate, it just stays on this level. But when you're with that twin, man, it's something else. Something else. Um, you know, I have been with others since I've met Lee, and it's the secret is getting out of your head and getting rid of the guilt that you're cheating or all these things. There's so much that goes on with once after you've had that with your twin. When you go back to trying having regular sex, it doesn't quite add up. Very similar to when I was talking about when I was little and I knew that that big love was there and I had this box in my soul. And um every relationship I was in, I would open the box and a little bit, and the box would close on its own. Like, this isn't my big love. This isn't my big love. Even when it felt so big in my heart and the sex was great and it was a fun time and ah, it's just, it's different. And um, it's hard to be intimate or to have actual sexual contact with somebody else afterwards, but it is doable. It is doable. Um, the last soulmate I was with rolled over in the morning and saw my twin's face. Oh, that happened to me. Well, you know what I did? I tried to date another black guy. His name was Lee, and I tried, and it wasn't the same thing. I get it. Um, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't and you can't, right? That's a lot of head noise going on in you. You got to get rid of that head noise. That's big. Um, you're welcome, Sherry. It was a lot. Did you ever feel activations in your heart? Oh, all the time. Still do. Still do. All the time. I found it. It is very emotionally fulfilling, that um, sex, right? With a twin. Um, Twin is married. What now? Well, let's talk about this because um, I need to know a little bit more. Was Twin married when you met him? Um, is Twin saying, I'm going to leave my wife one day? I'm going to leave my wife one day. I'm going to leave my wife one day. Are you okay with yourself with being an affair or a side chick? We got to know a little bit more detail. Did he get married after you met your twin? What happened with the twin that you weren't together? There's a lot of questions there. Um, but I will say this. If he's married to somebody else at this point in time, um, you have really no business trying to be with him. And I'm saying that straight from my soul. Um, the universe isn't going to send you somebody else's man, for one. Um, Now, is he in separation? Is he getting a divorce? Do they not live together? There's so many, scenarios here that can change the answer there. Does that make sense? Like, I don't, you know, when it comes to a twin flame connection, Lee and I, know it. And um we deal with people all day, every day with twins who are with somebody else. And as long as they're with somebody else, they have something they need to figure out. If you are in a relationship with your twin and he is married or in a relationship with somebody else, what is it in you that's not good enough for him to be with. There's where our head goes. There's where our head goes. So there's a lot of questions I have for you. Um, so I don't want to discourage you. I just want to bring it into perspective that he's married to somebody else. And if he's not giving her his 100%, what's he going to give you? Um, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. Um, let's see. Okay. How did Lee pursuing others help you both now? How did Lee pursuing others help you both now? I feel my counterpart doing the same. How did you shake off the anger? I didn't. I mean, I had to go into it. I had to stay in my pain, and I also didn't have to put up with it. I mean, I didn't have to be. I knew that I was connected, but I didn't have to be in a relationship where somebody was um, pursuing relationships with somebody else. So, um, in the beginning, there were a lot of lies, and I knew that he was seeing other people. So I did get angry, and I knew, though, here's the answer to that. I knew that wasn't Lee. I knew that that wasn't who he really is, and I knew he was covering up some hurt. Yeah, I knew that. So it was easier for me to let go of some of the anger, and I can't say it still doesn't come up sometimes, because it does. Um, let's see. I don't want this computer to die. Hang on. Let's see. Um, Shauna will be out of. This is going to be exciting and tough for us both. Oh, okay. I remember you, Shelley. Um, yeah. That's an interesting scenario, and I remember you actually. Um, and yeah, this is something that is definitely going to need navigated, for sure. So you may find it. You may find that you two being together is what it takes, and you may have to get over that. I think you should just wait and see, because there may be something that happens that you just were like, oh, well, maybe I've been missing something. I don't know. You know? Um, I feel less alone by joining this live. Thank you, Sherry, and everyone for being here. Thank you. How do you keep your heart open to date others, knowing your big love is someone else? Well, I didn't want to be by myself. I had needs that needed to be met, and my twin was off being a jerk. So I had to get out of my head and the fact that I wasn't connected to this other person, and allow myself to feel. That was the big thing. I have to get a quarter. You guys are gonna go away, because my computer is acting up. Let me see here. All right. One thing my husband does is he leaves the cords pretty close so I can get to them. Voila. Maybe. Oh no, I didn't do anything. Oh no. Okay. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working. Oh, it's not working because it's not in the other end. Excuse you. Thank you. All right. There we go. Now I've heard it. All right. Where did I leave off? Now nobody's going anywhere. Where did I go? How do you keep your heart open? Yeah. So sleeping with other people is doable if it just can't be with your twin, or twin's going on with somebody else. The problem is here. You got to get rid of your thoughts about being connected to somebody else and being intimate with somebody else. because it's all in here. The guilt will kill it. The guilt will kill it. You don't want that. Um, Hi, Josie. How are you? Um, what do the heart activations tell you? What are they? Is it them? Oh, so many things. So many things. Um, so many things. They're alerts for so many things. I'm alerted to maybe he's in trouble by, I mean, like if he's out driving, if he gets a flat tire, or if he recently got an a fender bender last year, and I was just going about my day and I felt it. Like, what was that? I don't know what that was. I figured it out after he was done, but they all mean different things. There's different pains, there's different feelings. There are certain pains that I feel where I know it's something good, and then there are warning feelings too. Um, a lot of different heart activations that say different things. I usually will go to my cards or my pendulum and try to get clarity because there's a lot of them. I'm also a medium, so there's voices everywhere. Um, I feel them. It's inevitable to think. Yeah, it is. You're right. You're going to be thinking of them all the time, but it's easier to train your mind than it is, anything else. Should we? Let's see. Should we not focus on union and work on the mission? No, I don't think that's true at all. I think if we focused on the union, the mission would be easy. The mission would be universal. If we focused on union, then it would all fall in place like pieces of a puzzle. I truly believe that. Um, Focusing on your union is also focusing on yourself. Focus on yourself, then your union flourishes. Then, if we all start with ourselves, right, when we're connected to, you start with yourself, the one you're connected to. We all do. It's a collective good. Um, it's a collective good. During separation, while there was a karmic, my twin flame's light body came to me and sat in my body during meditation. Can you shed any light on it? When he came back, I asked him to reclaim it. Um, Came to me and sat. I asked him to reclaim it. So you felt him 5D sort of. What I'm picturing here is if you've seen the movie Ghost and Whoopi Goldberg's there, and you can kind of physically see the ghost come through her, and she's like, oh, that's kind of what I envisioned. When I meditate, I also feel Lee come in. Sometimes he sits right next to me. He's not really there. And I've also felt him sort of come into me, and I don't know about asking him to reclaim it. Just it was a sharing experience that it was personal experience that I shared in meditation with him, and he didn't even know about it. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Sherry. I've been following you and Lee for almost 8 years when there was hardly any information around. It was rough. It was a rough time. Let's see. Did he apologize to you for his behavior, the separation, or ask for forgiveness? Yeah, multiple times. And I don't think it was the act of him actually when we first got together, knowing that he was womanizing. There were so many, y'all, that I couldn't be mad at him. I couldn't be mad at all because there were so many, and he was lying to them. And there was one point in time when I've thought multiple times I was just one of them. And but I don't think it was the apologizing or the coming to me and asking for forgiveness, all those things. What helped heal me the most is when he acknowledged that he was not only hurtful to me, but hurtful to himself and those other women. I think that was the healing catalyst, is him acknowledging the fact that that was kind of a dick thing to do to everybody, and he wasn't going to do it anymore. And I saw that in his eyes, and I felt it in my soul, and I knew it was real, and it was. And Yeah, yeah, and sometimes he still does, and sometimes he still does to people when he's talking to them, when he's talking to females. He'll even apologize to them. "Look, I'm sorry for what I've done." And, but we sure have learned a lot. Um, we sure have learned a lot through it and how to navigate the feelings, right? Mom always said the best way to get over someone is to get under another. Well, I don't know about that, but well, wow, your mom. That's awesome. Hi, Sherry. I was led to you both around 2014 after my dad passed away. When I saw and listened to you, oh, thank you. Sherry, I love having time with you. Thank you. Oh, I have no doubt I've met my divine masculine almost 8 years ago, but he recently got engaged. My heart is broken. He cried telling me, but his change, but this changes everything. All this time I've remained. Um, that's um, that's rough. Um, how are you? How are you healing the rejection? How are you healing that? Um, how are you healing the fact that he's telling you you're not good enough, but somebody else is? Um, how are you? How are you? How are you healing that? And how are you reacting to that? That's a good question. Um, um, yeah, celibate after our Kundalini awakened, but I'm broken. Well, you're not broken. Let's just go ahead and lay that out there. You're not broken, right? Um, there's some healing in there. Have you had a 30-minute with us? If you haven't, you need to get a hold of us. That's deep. Um, just have to add that I was listening to a video the other day, and you said your son passed away, and his name was Alan Michael. Unless I heard it wrong. No, that's right. My twin's name is Michael Allen. Oh yeah, yeah. My son's name is Alan Michael. It was 1990. I had him. How do you handle repeating patterns and apologies that follow it, yet it repeats? Big thing. Big thing. Because Lee's memory is horrible. Really bad. Like, you said you weren't going to do that anymore. And here you are doing it again. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. And, you know, a lot of it is me trying to reclaim my independence after being sick for so long and Lee literally taking care of me and doing everything for me. And like literally, he just came downstairs today and said, "Hey, I did this because this and this and this." And I'm like, "No, that's my schedule. Why are you switching my schedule? It has nothing to do with you." Um, and it was annoying for me because like he said he would quit doing it, but he Lee really tries to help a lot, a whole lot, and I appreciate that. I really do. But when there's patterns that keep on, um, I've been doing a little bit of different thing instead of just holding it in, being like, "Yep, there's the pattern. There it is. It's not going to stop. It's going to keep going." Um, I try to change the pattern in me that's helping cause the pattern out here, right? Um, I got to handle it differently. So there is some type of change here. And then, um, and then you can open up communication about it. But, whew, um, it, trying to, trying to go back and look and see. Um, yeah. And, when it happens over and over again. And the interesting thing is, obviously, the womanizing doesn't happen anymore. But back then, when I was feeling him, and he was lying to me and saying, I'm going to bed. But I would know that somebody was there and I know that he was with somebody and I would tell a mutual friend of ours. And Um, and then the next day he'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it would happen again the next night, happen again the next night. I just I just kept saying, yeah, that felt great. That's awesome. Thank you. To the point where if I didn't say anything, because he wasn't with anybody else. So I would I would say things, well, I'm not sleeping with you. I'm sleeping with everybody else. Um, and it still happens sometimes. I still fall into some of the same patterns, and he has to bring me back. Um, Gotta find out where I left off. Um, Whenever I feel him in my heart and my mind is calm, I have no doubt he is the one. Sometimes I feel the presence all around me, but he gave me so little in such a small time with some. Um, Let me see what else she said. One of my biggest wishes is for him to tell me straight up that he loves me. Has he never done that? Like, um, you're gonna have to definitely open up communication on that, because if you stay confused, you're gonna stay confused, and confusion causes anger. Um, Advice on how to heal the rejection. Oh, um, there's a lot of mirror talk involved with that. Um, with me, anyway, I had to look in the mirror and have conversations with myself that were very uncomfortable. And there was one time that I stood in front of the mirror butt naked, not a stitch of clothes on, and it was not pretty. But I stood there until I found the beauty in it. And once I did that, and I realized that if he doesn't see the beauty, that's his problem. It's not mine. And um, I noticed that the more I'm loving myself, the more love I get from him. Let's see. Oh, you're welcome. How did you recover from the valuing the attention, him valuing the attention of many other women over you? Did you have to get into a healthy relationship with a soulmate? Did you just focus on your health and divine mission? Well, yeah, I'll tell you what I did. Um, um, I did me. Um, yeah, I did that. I did not. The first couple times in separation. The first time I did. The first time I wasn't gonna be in a relationship with a person that I had to look over my shoulder and wonder what they're doing and who they're doing it with. Um, so I got married to somebody else and had a baby with somebody else, and settled for somebody safe, and realized the connection was much stronger than I actually thought it was. And here we are. Um, okay, I won't forget about you, Mama T. I got to head out here too, actually, pretty soon. I got a couple things I've got to do, but and she's got to go gather eggs. That's a big deal right now. He told me he's never been able to tell me his full truth because it's scary, but now he's chosen another. I need to let go, but it's so hard. His energy engulfs me wherever I go. 8 years. I'm tired and exhausted. Autumn, have you had a 30-minute with us? If you haven't, schedule that. Yeah, I need to ship that's unfolding with a soulmate. My twin is married and I'm started loving myself so much more, and I'm called to be with somebody else. Okay. Um, yeah, that's a great way to look at it. Just embrace that relationship that you have, and whichever ways that you're connected to that person, and enjoy it and learn and get out of it what you're supposed to get out of it. And it could be a forever thing. Um, just know that you have that connection that you can go to, even though you don't have to physically go there. You can go to that connection and get your voice heard, for sure. He did tell you he loved me one night and then he bailed. Same thing happened to me, right? Remember? Can I be with a soulmate and be connected? Oh yeah, you can be with a soulmate and be connected to your twin for sure, for sure. Um, my DM is going through Dark Night of the Soul and feel it. And I feel it. I gotta go tell myself to get out of my bed. This is not my energy. It's his. Force yourself to get up. Force yourself to get up. It's big because you'll lay there and go through it too, and it's not yours. Um, I heard a voice saying my twin was going to lose me 3 days later in a reading. I was told my girlfriend did a protective spell, not because of me. Mm. Well, do you believe in the spell? Because if you don't, it can't penetrate you, right? Um, I'm fairly new to your channel. Hi. In the journey, I've been getting synchronicities for 2 years. I haven't met my twin flame yet, but I feel I'm getting close. I've been focusing on healing lately. I've just been interested in learning more lately, knowing that the purpose is not union, but personal growth. I'm excited and terrified. Yes, I do have a lot of advice for you. Um, don't expect too much at once. Don't feel like everybody you meet is your twin. Actually, try to lose the word twin flame out of your vocabulary and replace it with connected. When you feel connected to somebody on a different level, ride that out, check it out. But not everyone you come in contact with is going to be that one. You'll know it when you feel it. And how do you get there is exactly what you're doing. You got to work on you and your healing, and that's when he'll come. I have a background that is similar to you, Sherry. There is sexual abuse in my background. How do you handle sexual? um, um, I haven't had to deal with that too much because my abuse was very it was very focused on certain things. But there actually has been recently something that had come up, and Lee and I were talking about. Lee and I don't buy each other Christmas gifts, but we like to buy for each other like after Christmas, right after Christmas, and the gifts come in, and it's super cool. But this year we were looking at things, and he was looking at things, and I was going, yeah, yeah, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good, and my self-esteem was built up, and I was feeling good about myself. And then the stuff came in. I tried it on, and I was like, oh my God, this looks hideous, right? I didn't even give him a chance to see it. And what happened was it hit me, and there was a trigger there, right? I was forced to wear certain things and do certain things at certain times, and that it triggered it. That outfit triggered it. And so I just um I blamed him, and it wasn't his fault at all. It wasn't for him. I blamed him, and I didn't mean to do that. It's just what naturally came up. Um, but now, um, if he's saying something angry like that, I know he's hurt, and I know that he's trying to be heard somehow, and he's trying to snap me out of whatever it is I'm in, and we need to not do that. We've been separated for 4 years. I just moved to his town. He's dating someone who looks like me. She's in, yeah. No, and she won't, because she feels that soulmate type of thing. And but he'll he'll figure that out. That's for him to figure out. Does that make sense? I think it does. Um, I do believe in synchronicities. Yes, I'm hoping I'm not skipping a whole lot because I gotta get off here. I mean, I had a soulmate who was also had a twin. Has a twin. Her and I are creating a beautiful friendship. Yeah, yeah, that's perfect. If you got somebody you can share with, that's awesome. I don't believe in our connection is so strong that the dreams are. Well, she had Jennifer. She has no business there. It just you can't let her in there. She has no business in there. Those deep triggers, girl. Oh, he has unfriended me and deleted my number. I keep doing this. I keep going like it's a touchscreen, and it's not. He has unfriended me and deleted my number since many months, but we have been communicating astrally, telepathically, and I feel his love. And we are clearing a lot. How can we get back to talking? Yeah, this live is going to be kept up. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to get to that question, but Jennifer, if you remove her from here, she'll be removed from here. Yeah, that's big. We are back together to talking. I don't know the circumstances as to why you're not talking or why you're in separation. But keep doing what you're doing on a telepathic level, but also allowing him to communicate on a telepathic level to you. And then ask him to reach out to you telepathically, ask him to reach out to you physically. Do you get past the pain of them giving to someone who looks like you? I don't I don't know that Lee's ever been with anybody who looks like me or that I've noticed. I don't know. I would be self-conscious because I didn't look like them, right? I'm completely different than them. It's weird. Yeah. I don't know. That yeah, I don't know that I'll have to ask him. That's a good question. Because then I'll be able to feel and know, Yeah, I'm going to do this every Monday. Every Monday. And I got to go. I got a couple things I got to do. And yeah, every Monday at 7, I'll be here. So get your questions ready. And we had a big crowd today. Hi, Kelly. I remember you. Yay. I'm so glad we did something. Yeah, I'm going to do a lot more lives like this. And thank you guys so much for coming in, and we'll keep this up. But it'll be fun. We're going to get into some stuff. So bring your intimate questions, bring all your questions. Let's figure out how to navigate all this. Let's go. All right. I love you guys. Thanks, guys. Bye. See you Monday. I'm once again tapping the touchscreen that's not a touchscreen.